The Whiskey Brothers podcast is intended for an adult listening audience. If you find yourself easily offended, I guarantee this will do it.
They don't want no problem. Nah.
From Houston, Texas, the Whiskey Brothers podcast starts now.
Welcome to the Whiskey Brothers podcast, episode 796, live from quarantine. We are your Whiskey Brothers, Slade Ham.
Our show is in our 800 show.
Trey Tutson. We're joined by Billy D. Washington, longtime friend, Whiskey Brother.
Here on the oxygen tank.
Frequent contributor. You are like the rest of us. Just you and I was working with you frequently out on some of the Carnival cruise ships, enjoying our time on the water. That has been stripped from us.
Yes, it has.
All of our domestic work has been stripped from us. Even going to bars has been stripped from us. We are currently scheduled, and I say currently because as of right now, April 1st would be the first day back.
Yeah.
Post the bars being closed in Houston. We are scheduled to be at Darwin's Theory on the 1st for episode 800. We might be recording that in the Whiskey Brothers studios, to be determined. But if
live.
If it's gonna, yeah. But if it's gonna happen, it'll be the biggest party in the world because things will just be opening back up.
Fucking fantastic.
Right.
You though. I was when I did my first ship, I worked with you, and in the process, you were cutting the your album was just coming out. We were producing the clips for your Pandora station.
For the Pandora station.
So
yeah.
the new album though is called The Washington Post,
right?
And it's fantastic. But you did something that so a lot of the music is in there. You did something that I don't see often. You left a very particular interchange with an audience member,
right?
In there. And it begs the question because Rob, you don't have an album out, but you're recorded in multiple capacities. Mm-hmm. There was some stuff with XM. I've got 3 albums out. You've done several. When you go to record these things in your brain, and even when we did the stand-up special, and I think that's on Amazon, is probably the first time I've ever had it work out perfectly. Where in your brain you go, this is how I want this to happen. This is this thing I'm putting out. This is how I want it to go. I take it that the heckler wasn't in your script.
So when I first wanted to do the album, I didn't want to self-produce it because every time I self-produce it, I put too much pressure on myself to do other stuff because I'm doing everything.
Right.
I'm putting all the people together. I have to make sure the audience is there and whatever.
You start doing show prep for the recording about 10 minutes before the show.
Exactly. And the entire time before that. And so I just get up and, in my other albums, I would just do whatever I was doing currently and like no thought, no timing and whatever. But with this one, I reached out to 800 Pound Gorilla. Didn't think they were going to take me because they have a lot of pretty big acts on there. Brian Regan and George Lopez.
They did Ali's Prison Manual.
Yeah. So they got a lot of people on there. So they got back to me immediately, and everything was cool. I was really fired up. We picked the club that we wanted to do, Hyenas Comedy Club.
You did Fort Worth?
Yeah, in Fort Worth, Texas.
Yeah, club is great.
Which is kind of my home club because it's diverse, but it's really redneck, and it's a great way to sort of play off.
It is an educated Southern room.
It is an educated Southern room, exactly. So they were gonna record the whole weekend. So everything was great, and all I had to do was concentrate on my material. And then when they said it to me, they go, "Okay, listen, Billy, you have to work. You show up, worry about what you're gonna say that night. We got everything else."
Okay.
Leading up to the date, everything was cool. Okay, like a week before, they told me, they go, "Listen, we won't be able to record. I know we said we're going to record the whole entire weekend, but we have to be in New York the Friday, so we can only record on Saturday."
So now you're down to 2 shows.
So now I'm down to 2 shows. I got to nail them. But it's still cool. It's cool.
But 4 is easier.
4 is easier. 4, you get more stuff out there and whatever. So I go, okay, whatever. So I had sinus surgery earlier in that year, and my sinus doctor had told me, he's like, "Well, maybe at some point you're gonna just get swelling in your nose. You never know when it's gonna happen, but it'll, the thing will swell and whatever." I was like, it was in passing.
It's like nigga Pinocchio.
Yeah. It was. Yeah.
It's like, this nigga's lying. Like, what? What are you talking about?
You mean like now? No, I'm not.
Yeah.
It's a true story. Everybody got to wonder.
You're like, wait, listen, guys.
So I'm starting to get, my shit is swelling up, and I'm getting short of breath and shit, and the show is that night, And my wife is with me, and she's bugging the shit. I mean, bugging
Right,
me.
yeah.
And it's just like all this shit. And so I get to the thing, and I got 2 shows.
You fuck those 2 girls in Alaska.
His fucking nose is just.
And your nose is growing.
Baby, give me some ice. Come on. Answer the question, Billy. Give me some ice, bitch.
Oh, you know where there's
And
ice?
some Sinex.
You know where there's ice? Alaska.
Oh, shit.
So anyway,
I told you, I just got some ice. You got some ass? No, some ice. My head.
so you're forward. They got everything. You're down to Saturday.
So we down to Saturday. So the owner says, "Hey man, tonight, there's a high school basketball tournament, football, some kind of tournament going on, volleyball, whatever. Yeah. Second show is going to be light, but the first show is going to be
We got
packed."
the only careers that could be derailed by high school basketball,
Yeah.
strawberry festivals.
Yeah.
Fucking a live remote at a grocery store.
Exactly. So here I'm thinking that I have 2 full shows to do my thing. Now I'm down to 1 full show and a maybe.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I get to that first show. I'm stopped up and stuff, not feeling good, but I know what I want to say. Like the bottom line is, I'm gonna get through this set no matter what.
Right. It may sound weird, but I got this show.
Yeah, man. And I don't know why. And I told the door guys, like, "Hey, man, just don't put. I don't care how you seat the room. Just don't put anything weird on the first row." So what they do is they have it's 80% white. But then they have this one black birthday party for this dude's mom that's on the front row, and it's a party of like 17 people.
Jesus Christ.
So I'm like, man,
That's weird. We don't do good at an Applebee's.
No,
So why the
and we
fuck
can't,
would you do for a live record?
Exactly. Yeah, we won't let each other finish the story on the podcast. No, I'm just fucking with you, Trey. I promise, Trey. I'm just playing. No. No, I'm just fucking with you.
But also shut the fuck up.
Yeah, no, shit. Okay, so I'm doing the show. Anyway, long story short.
Shit.
Anyway, that's the leading up. So I'm doing the show, getting to the thing, got my rhythm going, the way I want to feel, whatever, getting the material out, feeling good. The room is nice. They're just active but not active enough. I mean, they're great.
Yeah.
So I get to a couple of things, and this motherfucker on the front row starts chirping. So first couple of times I ignore it. Oh, you said some shit. Oh, hell no.
Is it a guy? It's a guy?
Yeah, little short black dude. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Always fucking with me.
Yeah.
He had 2 bitches with him.
Well, one by the end of the show.
Yeah, man, but he just kept chirping throughout the show. And normally what we do is we cut that off at jump. We cut off at the beginning and go real hard, but I didn't want to do that because I had a groove going. I didn't want to disturb the energy that was going. Set was going great. So about 30 minutes in, when I felt like, okay, I pretty much got him, and this is going to be a great recording, feeling good about myself. I did this joke about Nick Rip, about short black people, right? And this dude yells out, "Oh, hell no!" And then after that, man, it was just, I couldn't help myself. Hey, listen, motherfuckers. And at that point, it could have turned into an audio fight video. I didn't give a fuck because at that point it's disrespectful. I mean, they told him at the beginning, even before the show started, it's going to be a live recording. How dare you, like make all this motherfucking noise? And he was like, well, it's my mother's birthday. And the part that I had them to edit was when I said, if you wanted a private party, you guys, if you wanted just me by yourself, you should have hired me to do a private party. Everybody else is in this motherfucker too.
Right.
But they just kept a few things. They wanted to cut the whole thing. I was like, no, dude, just leave a little bit of it in there.
I thought it was a good choice.
Yeah.
You left it in, and it's a very, every time he swings at you, you just kind of do this
thing.
I don't know. Yeah, whatever that is with the hand, and you just push
plus,
him off.
in a show like that, I'm bigger, and he's short. It'd be hard for me to handle it anyway because it's hard to be like super intimidating to somebody that's like,
that tiny and
aggressive.
Yeah, yeah, because you never know when an owl is going to come in. You can always pray for that.
Little motherfuckers.
Yeah, but all in all, man, when I finished it, I bullshit you not. I was supposed to do 45. They let me stretch. I did an hour on that set, and then when I finished, they didn't. I got a simultaneous standing ovation, and so much so until I couldn't even stand there and enjoy it. I got so emotional. like just fucking broke.
The release of having
Bro,
finished that.
Dude, I just broke down, and I'm not talking about I felt like I'm about to cry, like on stage walking out. I mean, yeah, snot, like just like shooting.
So so that's when I did my first album.
Yeah.
I remember I was recording on mini disc. And this is how long
That
ago
little
that
plastic
was.
thing,
Remember, it was
plastic
like
square
little
thing.
square. Yes.
Yeah, and then the disc in the middle.
Yeah,
Wow.
yes, that's how I recorded it. Because bro, look, you were 6. You were 6.
I don't know.
6.
I wasn't expecting mini disc.
That's
That's all. I was just like, what the hell? Okay.
What were you expecting?
No, I mean at least cassette or something like just something
No, this was
familiar
post-cassette.
But that's
Because
a little
you
past.
couldn't record. So there was no way to portably record digitally.
It's like saying you first heard an album on an iPod Shuffle. You know what I mean? Like that's how it threw me off. It's like, no, the
Right.
Shuffle is actually after the.
Yeah.
You know,
So
I get it. I
Yeah.
get it.
I
50 tracks at a time.
I had the mini disc. That was my baby. I went and bought it at Best Buy. I was all excited. I had this new technology and I had a lapel mic
was
and everything.
square,
else.
had a little
Oh,
case.
it was perfect. It
Yeah.
was bright blue.
I still have mine.
Oh, it was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine's somewhere. And I was going to record that night, and I was dating the Psycho at the time, and she and I got in this big ass argument, and I remember she either shoved me down and I had it in my pocket, or she threw it at the wall, or so, like it was something. And I was like, bitch, this is like the biggest night. I'm recording my first album way prematurely. I need something to go right here.
Yeah,
And she broke it. I had to go to Best Buy and buy another one on my way to the venue. Yeah. Yeah, that's the headspace I was in when I recorded that one.
Dude.
Oh, man.
my first ever. I mean, like my first ever album was like recorded on I bullshit on a reel to reel.
What?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Oh, jeez.
So it was called type of. It was called.
It was called Live from the Ark.
Yeah, I was like, "That's you sound like a one-upper." I did that.
God damn.
No, they did roll the reel in the back
remember.
room, set up the mics and stuff.
That sounds cool though.
And it was at Spellbinders. Great set. It was a really good set. I'm glad it never made it out. Because here's the deal. What happened was the dude who did my engineering, he took it back to his house, like to mix it and cut it up and whatever, and got robbed and murdered.
Holy shit!
Yeah. So.
The fuck?
Yeah. Yeah. So.
Was the album that bad?
No.
When somebody heard it was like,
I need to kill this motherfucker.
I'm gonna kill this motherfucker
before
for playing
he
this shit.
Release this shit. But the thing is still in police custody right now because for evidence. The shit is still in police
So
custody.
the only way you're going to hear this is
As
if
we
it's on,
speak.
it's on Dateline.
Yeah, exactly. If this dude,
Billy D.
bro,
Washington
I so
was
hope
you took that
taping.
Wu-Tang shit to a whole nother level. And this shit is in custody. God damn. Oh my God.
You got one dude who works at police lockup who's been listening to it every day. Tell him.
It's a great fucking bit, man.
Oh, I got to tell you,
And
his
no-
shit about Clinton is fucking
No, it's even worse. The dude's running it all as his own, and Billy can't even prove it's his.
Yeah,
because
I
the
can't,
only
yeah.
recorded version of it. Wow, Rob's first album was actually recorded in the memories of the people who heard it because
Yeah.
there was no technology.
Yeah.
They just had to listen and then carry the
produced
stories
by- it
back
was-
to their villages
Yeah, it's produced by Edison. He didn't have the technology down.
or
Holy
Morse.
shit,
We're going to
man.
take a quick break. The album is called The Washington Post. It's available wherever you can find albums. His name is Billy D. Washington. We're the Whiskey Brothers. We're coming right back.
Question? Comment? Just need to vent? Email us at podcast@praisewhiskey.com.
All right, that's the halfway point. Episode 796 continues. Sladeham, Rob Bungle, Trey Tutts, and Billy D. Washington.
Yeah.
We are all stuck in our, all of us are, everyone, even you guys listening. We're going to do our best to get you
Oh,
more
yeah,
content.
I live here now.
In the next.
And you know what I don't like? I don't like the comedians getting attention for canceled gigs that didn't have a gig in the first place.
Oh, yeah.
Right? That's the thing now.
Yeah.
Well, my whole month got canceled.
My whole
Bitch,
month.
You
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
have shit.
Show me your
You had 4 open mics.
I
Yeah.
thought about doing a fake one. It was like just bit like the Toyota Center,
Right,
the garden.
right.
Just like, hey, I had all this shit lined up.
They're going to be lined up, man, to collect whatever they can pick up.
Man.
Some of these dudes these dudes, this will be the most money they've ever made in their lives.
Right.
This month will be. What they pull off of benefits and other people's sympathy will be their highest paid comedy month.
I posted that in a Facebook group called Black Comedians under Gigless.
Wait, you guys have a Black Comedians comic group?
Yes, we do.
Just for
Trey,
Houston?
you
or-
in it?
I am not in it. No.
Hopefully. So wait, is this
you and Al Freeman
they don't
bitching about transsexuals and fucking?
they don't like Sam either.
Al is in a group all by himself.
That's why his name is spelled ALL. I'm all.
So wait. Is it a Black Houston?
No, it's national.
Black comedian.
Okay, so I thought it was the local thing.
So you
no,
think?
it's a
So you
national
said you're not in it.
I
You
did
said
think-
why?
because the
Wait, hold up.
Okay.
There's a local one?
I don't know if there is. I thought there was. Look, I don't know shit about
Okay.
a black group.
Okay. I thought you didn't know about the national one, and I didn't know about the local one, which would be even worse.
Yeah, I don't know about neither, other than the shit I was born into. That's the only black group I'm familiar with.
Right.
But, but locally, I'm like considered like a coon to most of these black comics. Just for the black comics
What?
that deal with me, they consider me. Yeah, it's a slur.
Yeah, I get it.
Amongst the blacks.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what that is?
Oh,
Y'all
I'm
don't
sure-
have one.
I'm sure Rob knows all the slurs.
Yeah.
No, I don't know the ones among
Yeah.
the blacks.
Yeah. No, check his tattoos.
Your shit's like nah, but yeah, for the longest time I thought because I'd never got to talk to you or meet you or nothing, so I thought it was like he probably knows I'm whatever it is that's said
No.
for real. And then when you met me, I was like, oh, Billy's cool, like he don't know yet or whatever the fuck. Like,
Yeah.
like,
I mean, but why did they think that? I saw you, dude. You're hilarious.
I guess majority of the people I hang around with is white, of course. That's who gives me opportunities.
yeah.
That's who gives me stage time.
Right.
But just certain some remarks I said that was with the Roxy episode. Well, I was just fucking around, and she didn't know that was like my person. Like I'm just joking around. Like I don't go to movie theaters that have. I don't go to see movies that have a lot of black people on the movie cover. So like,
Right.
so like a post was made, and then people were asking who said this, and then DMs were exchanged with my name, and now I'm like, you know,
All of this from that episode?
no, this was all like 3 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So like it's like a thing. Like guys kind of like, hey, what's
Well,
up? But they
let me
don't
tell you,
really.
you're not
talk
invited
about
into the white one either.
Okay, that's fine.
But see, that was the same way with me years ago at a club called Times Square.
Okay.
A club called Times Square.
Did you not play there?
No, fuck no. I mean, occasionally, but I didn't like. They hated me there. Like I could go. Like the white dudes would do
That's
well.
where I started.
No,
yeah.
but- okay.
I killed there.
But don't take this wrong. But they would give the white guys a chance because the white guys were basically novelty acts.
That is fair.
It was
That
not,
is
and just
fair.
like a lot of times with black dudes in the white clubs,
That would have been a tough room to be a black comic
Yeah,
in.
and to be a black comic and to like do jokes that had like substance and stuff, that you had like real ideas, and you weren't just talking about ghetto and sucking dick and doing crack and shit. So
Yeah, exactly.
so every time I went there, it just so when I didn't do the room, people were like, hey man, why don't you come to Times Square? But I was working at the time. I had like TV credits and shit. I'd done like the big black shows, and they were still judging me based on me not coming to Times Square. And then once I just
Where they
told,
serve those
The margaritas.
damn margaritas, those lime green
It was vodka, not even fucking tequila. Vodka,
green Kool-Aid
green Kool-Aid, and a cherry.
and a motherfucking maraschino cherry. And
Yeah.
it said
Yeah.
margaritas.
They were $1.
Hilarious.
They were 50 cents.
Yeah.
They were 50-cent
You could get-
margaritas.
People come out with 5 of them at a time.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
they were like snow cones. It
Yeah.
looked like everybody had just finished a little league game.
right.
Cherry selling incredible.
I was
shots.
watching him making that shit, and I was going, "You're out of your fucking mind." I was going, "Hey, that's vodka." He goes, "Yeah, the vodka." And he's like,
Yeah, the vodka.
oh, okay. So I guess we're using vodka.
A black dude just tied his horse up outside. You know where we are. This is
Yeah.
But they just
And it was an old Sonic.
Yeah, but if you just liked, if they liked, and the comics were there, they just enjoy seeing you. And none of these dudes are in the business anymore.
No.
And I don't care who. If you can complete a sentence, and I ain't even man.
honestly, you know who
Yeah.
came out of that scene? Keir Spates.
Kier did. Yeah, Kier's great, man.
Kier's the dude who
But you
came
know,
out of
just
that
like
thing.
the vernacular. I mean, not like I don't even. They didn't care if you were Obama the day after the inauguration.
You would
Doing jokes, yo. If you had, they wouldn't care.
They would-
Well, I mean, they didn't like the comics didn't boo me because they didn't and whatever, and I would leave before these motherfuckers would boo me because I could tell when it was coming. So I didn't stick around, you know, because
that-
stage time didn't matter to me. I wasn't trying to fight
And
through
because
it.
of
I
like,
didn't care.
And Kier, if you're good and talented, you're going to rise up anywhere you go.
Right.
No matter what scene it is.
Right.
The good and talented are going to rise up.
Right.
So it doesn't really matter what happens.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, we share
but
similar.
I, out of all of whoever the guys that said whatever, Lisa D liked me, and that was the thing. So it was like I was like, well, I don't really care, but I don't like doing them fucking rooms anyway. They have a host. You don't know how much time you're doing. There's no structure. It's like
you don't know whose material
you're
you're doing.
confused. It's like
Nigga, you going up
Or how long?
you're combating his material and the best of all the material that he didn't heard.
it's like open mic on Amistad. It's just like scrambled. Everybody's all over the place, bewildered, fatigued.
Yeah.
Nobody knows what's going on.
Yeah.
They don't. It's not stealing material. It's a share comic.
Yeah.
Sharecropper kind of
Yeah,
thing.
it's weird. It was like but I didn't care about that. But like comics that actually dealt with me told me like, yeah, bro, they kind of think you on some
I used to love that
cool
place.
shit.
Now, I've never heard that before, and Roxy and I are really cool.
Yeah.
And we brought you up before, and she's never said anything negative.
Oh yeah, nah, she would never. She did say that on here.
Like she would never.
She
No.
never said anything. She never would say anything in person. To people.
Right.
But like, yeah, I mean,
Who was the guy that hosted?
Tom Webb.
Tom Webb,
Oh
yeah.
my God!
Rest in peace, Tom Webb.
The salt of the earth. Love that guy.
Tom Webb, and then
the best host in Houston.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was between him and
Ever.
Doc Shep.
Yeah.
With that eye.
Yeah, with that eye.
Oh, Doc Shep, look at.
doing his
Tom Webb was the shit.
Yeah, Tom Webb was great, man.
God, I remember Doc Shep. Man, we shot Norman Mitchell. You remember Norman?
Yeah, Arsenal Mitchell. Yeah,
We did he directed a film
yeah.
with I was in it, Thea was in it, Tom Webb was in it, Keir Spates, Doc Shep. Like it was a who's who.
is this on YouTube?
Bro, I don't think it's been released anywhere.
Yeah.
I was the villain.
Because the editor got killed.
Probably
Yeah.
in Italy. It was. Have you been?
Yeah, yeah. Well, that one time.
I'll tell you how long ago this was. I still had a ponytail.
Whoa.
Yeah, bro.
I remember those days.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
how long we've known each
Yeah,
other.
that's another story.
Jesus, we should.
Man, when I first, Slade picked me up. Slade picked me up. I don't remember why he picked me up. Oh, I was at the hotel the night before, and we was working at this club called GK's in Beaumont.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then the owners tell me, they go, hey, we got this kid's going to come pick you up tomorrow morning. Just be ready. You can't pick me up. Man, he had this motherfucking ponytail. I'm like, man, you a nice dude, man. You got nice teeth and shit. What the fuck are you perpetuating this Beaumont shit with this fucking ponytail? And he wanted to go in with me at the radio station. Like, nah, bro, go ahead and stay back there. I'm gonna go ahead on in here. With the fucking ponytail.
Halfway down my back.
Yeah, man.
You know me from.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
man.
God damn.
Were we weren't even buddies back then, were we? We knew each other.
I worked GK's a bunch. I mean,
back in the
yeah,
day.
we probably met.
Yeah.
Hey, Rob, I wanted to ask you, how was Boise? Have you guys talked about that?
Which one? Which time?
The last time you went, Brian Lee just told me.
last summer?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was all right.
Because you never thanked me for that, and I'm just curious as to.
Was that you? I didn't know you got that.
Yeah,
Did you
I
get
did. Yeah. B. Lee.
Oh, well, thank
B. Lee
you.
he asked me to do it, and he's like, "Hey, man." He's like,
Well, thank you. I had
gave
no
me
idea.
no, it's too late now. He asked me for.
This is the
He asked me
nigga
for-
mentioning his $5 he gave you.
Can we pipe Brian Lee into this bitch just to validate this story? To make sure that I'm not nigga Pinocchio telling this story. Let's pipe that. Let's validate.
What happened? You couldn't do it or something? Or?
Yeah.
Pinocchio.
Yeah, Pinocchio.
Make sure you're not Pinocchio.
can't write none of that down.
You can't. God damn it.
He never told me that.
Yeah.
I never knew about that.
Yeah, no, and he just rattled off some names. He's like, "Yeah, man, well, I like the Houston guys." He
So
came-
Brian Lee used to manage the Boise Funny Bone,
Right,
And
yeah.
we all used to frequent. Tell me, do you remember? I'm gonna have to ask you off air, so you don't say her name out loud. But there was a waitress there.
Shannon.
No, I was just trying to remember her last name. But her first name was Haley. Do you remember her? Maybe
No,
not.
I know.
From Boise?
Yeah,
That's a
we'll
lot of
talk
Haleys.
about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, I've got anyway.
Yeah, I remember Haley. She used to ride a motorcycle, outdoorsy type.
Maybe so.
She was her dad was like in the military, and she traveled around a lot.
Some
and,
shit like that.
really wise for 18 or something like
that's-
that.
that's the girl.
Unstable. but
Yeah,
she was
yeah,
in
Of
the
course,
military.
unstable.
Yeah.
But man, that
broke
brings
her
back-
leg or something.
Yeah, like
Remember that?
totally fucking.
Yeah, messed it up and was in the
Dude.
cast for about. No, I don't know her.
That's
I don't know that bitch.
No idea.
No damn broke leg Haley.
likes to bite your arm if she likes you. No, I don't know it. I have no idea what that is.
Does it leave a scar like this?
Birthmark on the lower thigh.
Yeah.
Shaped
Yeah,
like a-
man.
Well, thank you.
But that was me.
Oh, thank you.
Of course.
What did he say? What did he do? He called and you
No, he
couldn't
just
do it?
asked me if I was available, and I tell him like I always tell him that it's kind of hard for me to like do weeks. I mean, like book stuff like because he wanted way out front, and
Sure.
then he was like, "Do you know anybody?" He was like, "Hey man, I love the Houston guys." He started naming some other dudes and stuff, and I was like, "Yeah man, no." I said, "I think Rob is retired.
Yeah.
I don't know for sure, but here is his number. Go ahead and give him a call."
Yeah. Well, I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
And I remember this because Billy sent me a message and goes, "Hey man, what's Rob's number?"
Oh, shit.
So really, if you got anybody to thank, it's me. I said, "What's up?" And he goes, "Brian Lee's looking for Rob's number. Do you have it?"
Yeah, and Slade told me that Trey wasn't available, so you should be able to thank. You should have to thank all
good.
three of us because
Well, you'll be happy to know ain't shit. None of you are going back.
Oh, God damn, Rob.
I said I stunk so bad. 4 Houston guys aren't even coming back. That's how shitty I stunk. Yeah, they like boycotted the whole town.
no, he told me you did a great job though.
Oh,
He
it was
said,
fun. I
yeah.
hadn't been on stage in a while. And that
Really?
was
Yeah, it was 6 months after his retirement party.
Yeah, yeah,
Knocking off Russ. Yeah.
and that's one other time I've been on since then.
really.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not Knock It Off Russ. It's Knock It Off Rob.
Yeah.
And again, never had a decent meal in that town.
Yeah.
I've never had a decent meal.
He said that, and I brought up Goldie's, and he said not even Goldie's, and I kind of got upset. The little
No.
breakfast spot.
Oh,
fuck that.
The net. Oh, you kidding?
Yeah, fuck Goldie.
Man, Goldie's was a shit.
Nah, I wasn't
Dude,
shit.
Everybody goes there. But the thing
Yeah.
about the thing is great about this is that like over the years we can have this conversation. How many times can you sit in a group of like 3 older comedians and all of us have like hooked each other up on shit? Because
Right.
all of y'all, both of y'all have hooked me up on shit.
I think everybody
I think-
here's paid someone.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Paid someone's rent at least.
Exactly.
Except for Rob, who's never done anything for anyone.
No,
That's-
man. No, you know,
Yeah, I'm closing rooms
You know-
apparently.
How close
you know what show Rob got me. You know what show you got me.
Uh-oh.
The Mama Likes to Fuck show. You got me that show.
Oh, can I hear that?
Yes. Ah,
Mama likes to fuck.
yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's the joke that we always let, but it never works.
It's never worked
Yeah.
once.
Ever.
Yeah.
They,
It's
they,
never
did, they
worked.
closed. They did it at the Christmas show, and
Yeah.
I heard that
Yeah.
somebody had it on video, and I was watching it for the first time
Yeah.
too because it was the end of the
But
show.
it cracks us up.
Yeah.
I've never laughed harder.
Oh no, neither of us. We were crying laughing.
Yeah.
We had to stop. We had to
We
go.
had
Okay.
to stop.
We had to go. Okay, stop it. We have to stop right
And
now.
we were
Nobody-
standing in the fucking alley
Yeah.
of that fucking club on the
nobody
stairwell.
does.
Crying
Yeah.
laughing.
And we've told the story about a dozen
And
times.
nobody
we don't
gets
show,
it.
And
never
it's
worked.
never worked
Never
a
worked.
single
no, it's never worked a single time.
single time.
But it's the funniest I've laughed ever in my life.
No, dude. That night. Oh my. Otherwise, we would still remember it.
Yeah.
Billy, you are always welcome on the podcast.
Hey,
we,
thanks, man.
we share so many stories. We are sequestered in our
Certainly
homes.
for the next 15 days.
Quarantined a little bit. If you get an itchy muscle, we're just going to be pumping out content. So
Okay, cool, man.
they don't even have to be ready. Just come in. We'll just record some shit.
Hey,
and we'll
dude,
put
I'll
it
be in
out.
the second bedroom. Let me know.
Done and done. We got him. Trey Tutson, Rob Mungle. Follow Billy. He is at Billy D. Washington on everything. We are currently still on for April 1st. I don't know if that's going to continue or not. But keep your eyes on not only our Facebook page, but our Twitter and everything else at Praise Whiskey. And we know a lot of you guys are stuck at home, sort of in the same situation as us and everybody else. So over the next however long it's going to be, we're going to continue to put our podcast at least twice a week. We may be doing some side projects or something different to kind of provide you some extra content. We might be doing some stuff with the Patreon to sort of figure out a way to fill our own pockets. It's going to be an interesting landscape for the next little while. So in the meantime, grab yourself some great comedy. Go download the Washington Post from Billy D. Washington. We're your Whiskey Brothers, and we're going to see you again soon.
They don't want no problems. Nah.
Music provided by Scarface. Thank you for listening to yet another excellent episode of the Whiskey Brothers Podcast, the world's funniest podcast ever. The Whiskey Brothers Podcast was made in America by Americans, mostly in and around the Houston area. All content copyright the Whiskey Brothers. This concludes our broadcast day. Goodbye.